doing today?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. Are you feeling a little better since the last time that we met?
okay. I guess so. Just trying to keep going, keep doing everything that I gotta do, get it all done.
Okay. So what has your schedule been looking like lately?
It's still pretty busy with the volleyball at night and then the food pantry on the weekends and trying to get all that college class. I really got to get that done. So just prioritizing has been kind of hard. But
Yeah, it sounds like you've been having a difficult time taking care of all the things that you have to get done. Yeah.
yeah, it's been a little hard. Just school's really important to me, but I also really need all of those volunteer opportunities. I need my resume to look really good.
Yeah, I can see how important that is to you. So last session, we set some goals for you, and I thought that maybe we can kind of go over those and see if we can maybe focus on one of them for this week and see how you do with that, and then we can, we can progress, and we can process it together and check out how that's working out for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned last time that it was very important to you to do all of the things that you're involved in.
Yeah, I really need all of the things.
Right. So, but you also said that maybe you could prioritize your activities so that if need be, you can maybe drop one of them, or maybe it's just some time management skills that we can work on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the activity that's most important to you right now, which is what?
I guess everything I do, I really need to get into that Ivy League college. It would be crushing to me if I didn't get into that Ivy League. So I guess making sure my grades are really up to par and making sure I do really well in that college class is really important to me.
Okay, so that college course that you're taking online is really important. Is there something that is preventing you from doing well in that class, or is there another one of your activities that you could spend less time on so that you can make that a priority?
Well, volleyball takes a lot of my time up, but I'm captain of the volleyball team, so they're all depending on me to be there and organize things and make sure that the team is doing well, and that's part of my responsibility that I agreed to do. So I would really be disappointing them if I let them down with that volleyball. And then with the pizza as a hostess, I'd have to make some money in there somewhere because I need to be able to afford all the transportation costs. So I don't know how I would really let those things go, but there's just not enough time to do this college class too. So it gets really stressful when I sit down to do it.
Okay, so we talked about how sometimes we kind of get wrapped up in our routine and how and on the things that we find important to ourselves, and do you think that maybe there's just like a general feeling of like feeling overwhelmed, and maybe that it's just the thought of being overwhelmed that's making you feel like anxious? Sometimes we place a lot of importance to things to our thoughts and to things that are important to us, and sometimes we need to kind of step back and and kind of put things in perspective and see that we're actually capable of doing all things, but we're kind of getting wrapped up in all the things that we have going on. Does that sound like something that you may be doing?
Yeah, I guess I could see where I might be doing that. When I'm in volleyball and playing the games, it doesn't seem very stressful, just kind of when I'm kind of getting ready to like set everything out and looking at the whole day, it's pretty, gets really intense.
Okay. But in like one particular day, so the day that you had this anxiety attack the other day, it was just a regular school day, right? You only had school and maybe volleyball practice that day, right?
Yeah, there was school and volleyball practice, and I had some reading that I need to get done for this
Okay.
course too.
Okay.
And then my homework for school.
And then homework, right? So do you find yourself maybe also thinking about the activities that you have to do maybe the next day or over the weekend?
Yeah,
Like in the morning?
I just really want to make sure that I have enough time to do everything. If I'm not prioritizing it right, then I might not be able to finish this college class in time. I might not be able to do well on the tests that are coming up in my class. I know my volleyball team really needs me right now. They're really struggling with some issues on the team, so it's been hard kind of coaching them through that. And then also, like, I just really need to make sure I have time for everything. So I need to be like planning it like for the whole week, but then also doing it. So that's been hard.
Yeah, like I said, I can see how that's all very important to you. But you've also shared that you've always kind of been like a great student. You've always been this busy, right? You're kind of used to being this active and taking on a lot of things at once, and you do well, right? You've always been able to take care of everything. So do you agree that you can just handle everything that you're doing based on, let's say, like your history and your past and your, there's a record of you doing well in school and all your activities?
Yeah, that's true. I do. I have been doing volleyball for a long time, and it's usually not a problem. It always goes well, even when there's a lot to do. So I guess you could see that there's, I usually succeed in the past.
Right. So then maybe that's something that we can really work on. I think that you are capable of doing everything that you set your mind to. I mean, you've kind of proven that and you've said that yourself. So I think that it's important that we reassure ourselves of what we know that we're capable of doing, and maybe that would help you feel better, like trusting yourself and what you can do.
Yeah, I just am really worried about this. I'm going to be applying to these Ivy League colleges, and I just want to make sure that it goes really well, and I'm really focused on what they might be thinking of me. So I need to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can. So I know that I've been successful in the past. It just seems like the stakes are higher.
Right, and I can see how that can really make you feel anxious, or
Yeah.
it's unknown, it's something that you haven't done before, so right, that can really make someone feel nervous and anxious. Are you taking care of have you maybe like broken down into steps, like everything it is that you need to do to get into the school? Like, are you taking care of that?
I think so. I've looked at a bunch of different Ivy League schools, and I've really kind of broken down what I think that they're looking for. And they really want these leadership opportunities, and that's
Mhm.
why I need to keep doing the volleyball. And they need that volunteer experience, so I've got to keep doing that food pantry. It costs a lot of money to even apply, so
Yeah.
that's why I've got to keep doing that pizza job. So I just really think I'm doing the things that they need. I'm just really worried that maybe it won't be enough. 'Cause there's a lot of people that are doing those things too.
Right. Yeah, but I think that you are doing what it is that you can do at the moment. You know, you are going to school, you are working, you have a job, you volunteer, you take a college course online, right? That's pretty impressive for someone your age going to school and, you know, with all these responsibilities. I think you're doing great, right? And you're doing what you can, right? Yeah. Would you agree that you're doing the most and the best that you can in all of these things?
Yeah, I think I'm working really hard. So I think I've been trying really hard. It's just hard to not know what they think about it, but
Right, that could be nerve-wracking, but that's something that we, you know, we don't have control over, and sometimes just kind of letting go of the things that we can't do or we can't handle ourselves just make us feel a little better, you know?
yeah.
Okay, is that maybe something that you can try doing for the next week? You know, if you maybe find yourself thinking about things that you can't control, then maybe just kind of letting go and then just focusing on the things that you can do and you can work on yourself.
Yeah, I can try to do that. Just focus on the moment.
Okay.